Okay. All right. So actually, one thing I didn't go over. Let's go over now. Well, let me do. There's the. Are y'all ready? I'm sorry.
Yes,
Okay. Here's the pulmonary trunk. What color is it?
It's the white one,
Blue.
right?
Well, yeah, it's hard to see. It's blue. So what color are the pulmonary arteries going to be? They're going to be blue, right? Because they're carrying deoxygenated blood. So I don't know if y'all can see any, maybe like right here. See, that's darker. They're blue. And then you see some pink ones right there. That's a pulmonary vein. So remember, with pulmonary circulation, veins are going to be red. Arteries are going to be blue. And that's the opposite of anywhere else in the body. Okay, so from the top of the heart, we have the superior vena cava. We have the right and left brachiocephalic veins. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky with the veins. So this is what I tell my students. If Dr. Nasser tells you otherwise, then you do what she says. But here is the left external jugular vein. Where that comes in right here, see, right at the base of that, that's where I tell my students, if I pin that, I want left subclavian vein. Because the problem here lies, there is a very short span between subclavian, axillary, and the brachial, right? So I tell my students right there is subclavian. Right here, that little narrow section is left axillary vein. And then you'll see, I have to move this over, and you see where the subscapular comes off right there, okay, going down into the subscapularis. Where that comes off, that means this then becomes the left brachial vein. All that is in a very short distance, so trying to make it as obvious to students as possible. And again, radial ulnar, okay, for the veins. So that's pretty much it here above the heart. Below the heart, well, before we go below, do y'all see this vessel right there? What vessel do you think that is? No, that's actually the azygos. That's right. This is the azygos vein, and which empties into the superior vena cava here. Okay, and then under the heart you see the inferior vena cava there, different vessel, and then you go through the diaphragm again, and of course you're going to have what corresponds to those arteries we looked at. So adrenal lumbar vein, left adrenal lumbar vein, left renal vein, left iliolumbar vein. Okay, and not much more going on here that we need to identify. Now, when we get to this bifurcation point, the split, there is a difference in naming, okay? So in the arteries, we didn't have a common iliac artery. But with the veins, we have the left and right common iliac veins. Then there's a vessel that goes down like that. They cut it a little bit right here, okay? That's the left internal iliac vein. What continues is the left external iliac vein. Deep femoral vein, left deep femoral vein, left femoral vein, left great saphenous vein comes up to the femoral vein, and then left popliteal vein. Okay? So that's the difference with the veins right there, with the names between arteries and veins. You have common iliac veins, but no common iliac arteries. Okay?
Do you have a male?